What's up, guys? So as I'm sipping on my overpriced coffee that I bought at a famous place, a famous big chain, you guys must know which one it is. It starts with an S. As I'm sipping this coffee, I thought about talking about the tipping culture of nowadays and how freaking expensive coffee can be. But yeah, let's talk about how expensive this coffee and food is getting nowadays. It's ridiculous. Back in the day, you could buy a meal. Let's say you want a hamburger at a fast food, you can buy a burger with fries and soda for probably like $7. And nowadays it's like $12, $11. That's crazy. But and coffees, man, like I would say the place is Starbucks, right? The famous Starbucks chain. I just got a coffee from there and it was like $5 with something, and I'm like, man, like how is a coffee so expensive? But then I thought that the coffee, it is expensive, it's super expensive, overpriced. I could find a coffee same quality or similar another place for almost half the price. But the thing about Starbucks is that they're not only selling you coffees, they're selling you an experience. And I feel like that's why they keep their business going and they're successful. And they keep selling coffees and they're doing pretty good. So what I'm saying is that every time I go to a Starbucks, almost all the times I get a really good experience. Like everybody, every employee receives you with a smile, helps you. They're really detailed oriented, by the way. They're really detail oriented. They take the coffee really seriously. Like they ask you what type of milk you want. If you want oatmeal, soy milk, 2%. What type of roast do you want? Dark, light, medium. What is the size you want? If you want foam, like steam in your coffee or not. What type of sugar you want. So they take coffee really seriously. And the vibe at Starbucks, guys, is a really cool vibe. Like when you go in there, the lights are so dim, yellow. Everybody's just chilling in their computer, So that's the experience Starbucks sells, and that's why they're doing good. I really like the vibes at these coffee shops, right? Like this, how do I say? This type of coffee shops that give you that vibe, that chill vibe, are so cool. So besides that, let's talk about manhood. So yeah, guys, I feel like everybody should strive to be the best man they can be, males. And I feel like it's kind of messed up how nowadays, man, there's so many guys out there that are they're just straight up pussies, for real. Like, what do I mean by pussies? What I mean is guys that either are too much in their feelings and are really emotional and don't know how to control their emotions. And most of that you will see with guys that grew up with women, surrounded by women, instead of there being a male figure. That's what I've noticed. That's why it's so important to have that male figure, that father figure in the household. But yeah, and I've had so many experiences in my life in which, I don't know, I think I have a strong personality or something, and I'm more serious than other people. Like, you don't see me just smiling, so happy around all the time. I'm more of a serious guy, but I'm like a child inside as well. I have this childish side, right? I'm not completely serious. Many things that happen in my life have formed who I am, right, and have made me a serious guy. My career as well as a pilot, I guess, has made me more serious. And just the way I was raised as well by my parents. I have a pretty strong character or strong personality father, and a really soft and loving mother. So I had that nice balance. I'm really grateful with God that I had both parents and I grew up with both of them. That's something I want to say, because not everybody gets to have that blessing. But yeah. All right, so back to what I was saying. Man, what's with iPhones and their memories? like their memories are so shitty. Like after some time, like it seems like you always are on full memory. Like my memory is always full for some reason, and I keep deleting stuff, but I'm always full in memory for some reason. But never mind. Going back to what I was talking about, how pussies, man with not a major M. How pussies of men are nowadays. How emotional, man. Me, and I say this because, like, who am I? Like, right? Like, who am I to say that men are pussies? And how am I a man, for example? I dedicated my life since I was young, and I'm in my 20s, to be the best version and best male I can be. I was raised by the biggest man figure that I know in my life, which is my father, the hardest working man I've known in my life, the hardest, most hardworking and man, really manhood, man guy that I know, right? So I'm blessed that I had that father figure and that he taught me good values. Not only that, but as I've grown up, I dedicated myself to freaking being in good shape, having good health, not being emotional, knowing how to control my emotions, doing the dirty work, the hard work first, right? Which is developing yourself. I'm not an explosive guy like some people that for whatever reason they let their emotions blow up and get angry for whatever reason. I'm not like that. I know how to control my emotions. Like if I get into some freaking, let's say in traffic, if somebody cuts me off in traffic or whatever, I'm not like people that road rage or hey, they get angry for whatever. I know when to get angry. I know how to use my emotions, right? I'm not the most mindful guy, right? But I know how to use my emotions, and something you guys have to understand, and that I learned myself, is that emotions are like tools. You need to know how to use them. And I learned this in boxing. That's another thing, guys. I put a lot of work into boxing and martial arts as I grown up. So I'm doing all the dirty work to become the best male version I can be. I know how to defend myself in a way that when I decide to have kids and whatever and a wife, I can defend my family. I can protect them. So what I was saying is that something I've learned through my life, and that I learned also in boxing, right, is that emotions are like tools. You need to know how to use them. Anger is something that is a tool. You need to know when and how to use it, because it can be to benefit of you. When you know how to use anger, man, it can duplicate your strength. It can duplicate your force. It can duplicate your explosiveness, your speed, and everything. That's just an example, so you understand what I'm saying with using emotions. Even fear. When you feel fear, it's not feeling, it's what you do with it, right? Or how do you respond to it? Fear is something as well that increases your adrenaline. And once your adrenaline is up, man, it's like having superpowers. Your reflexes are better, your speed is better, your reaction time. So you understand what I'm saying, right? So what else have I done to become the best version of myself, man? I've dedicated my life to studying hard, doing all the dirty work, becoming a pilot, doing many things. Males nowadays don't even know how to change a freaking oil in their car, bro. Like an oil and a filter, which is something super simple. Me, man, I know how to do everything in a car. I know how to fix everything. I know how to fix a freaking engine. In this car I have a freaking, like a year ago, I switched the cylinder head gasket, which is some heavy work, you can say, some mechanic heavy work. I know how to fix a car completely. I'm not that type of guy that, let's say, dude, just imagine you're with your girlfriend, man, and you get stranded in the middle of the road. Imagine you're this guy that is gonna be like, honey, what are we gonna do right now? Are we gonna call a truck, a flatbed to pick us up? Bro, you know how pussy you sound to your girl? Like, that's why girls nowadays get the ick, the famous ick. Bro, as a man, you're supposed to just get in there, get your hands dirty, and start working on the cars. Figure out a way to fix it, man, and know how to handle the situation. Not being there like, what are we gonna do now? Man, no, and that's the thing. That's one example, right? But most men nowadays don't know how to even change a freaking oil and a filter in a car, which is crazy. So yeah, so that's what I'm talking, guys. Those are just examples, and there's many more ways and reasons why men nowadays are are not real men. And I feel like that contributes to this feminism movement. Women are having to compensate for weak men, and they're becoming more masculine, which I feel like it doesn't fully it's not the full reason of feminism and masculine women, but that's a huge contributor. So yeah, guys, I guess if a message you're gonna take home is that do the dirty work, the hard work when you're young to become the best version of yourself. Become mindful, learn how to control your emotions, learn some self-defense, be hardworking, learn skills and different ways to make money. Those are traits of a masculine man that has values and that is well-rounded. So I encourage you guys to do that while you're young and early. Do the hard work first. You can't be doing the easy work first. You gotta get that stuff out of the way, the hard work first. Work from the inside out. From the inside, the emotions, your mindset out. Because if you try to do it from the outside in, that's why you have a lot of men in their 40s, in their 30s, that they're still like childs. And because they think solely because they have money, whatever, they're a man. You got a lot of millionaires out here that don't know how to get girls, bro. That don't know how to hit on women and don't even know how to control their emotions, don't even know how to defend themselves, which is crazy. But the video is getting kind of long, so I will leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.